The US is set to relax its rules on negotiating with hostage takers. Support for the Confederate flag continues to wane in southern states, and rapper Sean Combs, otherwise known as Diddy or P. Diddy or Puff Daddy, what I don't know about this guy, is in trouble again. US correspondent Sandy Hughes joins us from Los Angeles. Sandy, great to have you with us. Let's talk about this this thing that Obama is set to announce with regard to Americans negotiating and paying hostages ransom, paying hostage takers ransom.
Right. He's set to make this announcement tomorrow, and it's a policy shift that is going to really benefit families of people who have been taken hostage overseas by terrorists. In the past, this law has been sort of murky, a hodgepodge of the way it's been enforced. But what the government had the ability to do was threaten to prosecute these family members if they tried to do an end run around the government and pay or do some sort of a negotiation with the hostages to get their loved ones back. So now the change is the government will no longer do that. They're going to allow these people to negotiate, and the government may even help them to negotiate or to pay to get a release of this hostage. But the government says they're not going to pay for any hostages and that they are not going to give any concessions to terrorists.
You know, there might be a lot of people who are listening to us now who didn't understand exactly what the position was, but the American administration always had the view, we do not negotiate with hostages. So if you're an American citizen, you could have actually been imprisoned for negotiating with hostage takers. And this is what they're going to, obviously, this is what they're going to change. So they're going to be much more user-friendly.
Exactly.
Is this largely because of IS?
Yes, I mean, obviously there's been so much pressure put on the administration because of the rise of ISIS and the number of these just horrible videos that have aired of hostages being beheaded. And these families just feel like they're at a loss, that the government's not communicating with them. They're trying so hard to do anything they can to get the release of their loved one. And like I said, it was sort of an ad hoc way that the government went about enforcing these policies anyway. Many European countries, by the way, do allow their governments to negotiate with hostages. But as you said, the U.S. government has always said, look, we don't negotiate. This emboldens terrorists, and we're not going to do that. Yeah.
All right. So at least these people are not committing a criminal offence once this goes through by negotiating. All right. Now, South Carolina legislature will today consider the governor's call to remove the Confederate flag. But essentially, the Confederate flag, its days are numbered, aren't they?
It really sounds like that is the case. Yesterday, the governor called for the removal of the Confederate flag from the grounds of the State House there in Colombia, South Carolina. As you said, the legislature is set to debate that issue. They really need about a 2/3 vote in order to make the change in the policy. We're not really sure if they have those votes, but the pressure is just immense, and it's mounting. And day by day, we hear these other new things coming in. The Virginia governor today sided with South Carolina's governor. He said he is going to force his state to phase out the selling of license plates that had the Confederate flag on it. Walmart, a huge U.S. retailer, is saying that they will no longer sell anything that has the Confederate flag on it. And, of course, this all relates back to the shooting in the church of 9 African Americans during that prayer group. And the suspect in this case, new pictures just emerged over the last couple of days of him posing with the flag. And many people say, look, it's time to be done with this. It's a symbol of hate. It's a symbol of divisiveness. It needs to be taken down. And
I know Sears are following Walmart, and other retailers will be falling into line over the next few days too, I'm sure. All right, P. Diddy, what's happened to him? He spent the night in jail, has only just been released on bail this morning.
Exactly. I mean, who would think this, Paul? P. Diddy, the founder of Bad Boy Records, the gangster rapper. He's a helicopter parent? Okay, I just would never have known this, but he is. Apparently, coaches at UCLA say he attends every game there. His son is a sophomore. He plays football there. He comes to most practices and is on the field, which I'm sure is kind of irritating for the coaching staff. What happened yesterday is he perceived there was some slight from one of the UCLA training coaches, the strength and conditioning coach, and forced a meeting in the office. I guess they came, there was some pushing and shoving, and allegedly P. Diddy picked up one of these kettlebells, you know, the weights with a handle on it, and slung it at him. It didn't hit him, luckily, but the coach supposedly has some scratches or bruises. And so Diddy was hauled out of there, sent to the men's central jail, which I'm sure is, not exactly the accommodations he's used to. One interesting point, Paul, you're not going to believe this. This is only in America, okay? This kid is on a scholarship at UCLA. His dad in 2014 was reported to be worth $60 million.
As you say, Sandy, only in the USA. Sandy Hughes, thank you very much for joining us. Sandy Hughes, US correspondent. Not quite sure how much bail. Can we find out how much was bail, Sandy? How much did he have to pay?
You know, I'm not sure about that, but whatever it is, it's probably chump change.
It'll be, yeah, for him. Thanks so much. We'll catch you back next week. Just